Terraria, the popular PC dig-em-up, has made its way to consoles. It's brought over all the functionality of the PC version and comes with a few console-exclusive features missing from its elder brother. It's fun, addictive, and may just be the best version of the game you can buy. Terraria follows a similar setup to Minecraft and pushes some of the same buttons. You're dropped into a unique, procedurally generated world entirely your own and left to your own devices to explore it, fight the inhabitants and build a little place to call your own. As each world is unique, no two games are ever the same, and the randomness helps keep the gameplay fresh. The core gameplay of Terraria comes down to 4 key elements which feed into each other: exploration, gathering, crafting and fighting. The start of every adventure begins with exploration, checking out the area around you. As you explore, you'll gather materials from the world, be it cutting down trees or digging mines for minerals. As you collect, you can use your materials to build a house or craft your supplies into new tools and armour. Better gear increases your combat and gathering efficiency and allows you to explore further. It's a satisfying gameplay loop and rewards you for widening your frontiers. Terraria can be quite a complex game at times, but thankfully a tutorial is included in the package. It guides you through the basics of movement, digging and crafting, and drops a couple of handy hints to get a novice started. It is highly recommended that you do this first, as the built-in NPC guide is next to useless for beginners. Sure, he'll tell you some tips, but finding specific information is impossible, and he won't repeat most hints. There's nothing fun about running around in the dark because you can't work out how to make a house the game considers safe, so pay attention in school. Once you've absorbed the tutorial, starting the game proper is a snap. Character creation is easy and quick and lets you put your own stamp on your explorer. Male and female options are available, and there's enough hairstyles and colours to make a unique fashion statement. You also choose your difficulty here, which affects what drops on death. Normal drops your hard-earned cash, hard drops your items as well, and hardcore mode kills your character permanently on death. Approach with caution. Exploring the world is enjoyable, and you get a great feeling of breaking new ground as you progress. As each new world is unique, you'll know the awesome finds are entirely your own, and heading into the darkness always brings rewards. The world will consist of a few biomes randomly arranged, such as grasslands, deserts, jungles, even dungeons. When you create the world, you can choose the size: small, medium or huge. Even the small map is pretty big, and it'll take you a long time to get to the bottom. The digging mechanics have been modified to work better on a console. The default digging type is automatic, which digs a 3-block wide chunk in whatever direction you're facing. For extended mining missions, this is a godsend, as you can hold R1 to dig a walkable tunnel in front of you, without fiddling about. For finer digging, manual mode can be activated by clicking R3. This grants you a crosshair cursor which can then be freely positioned with the right stick. The biggest problem with exploring the deep dungeons in the PC version is you can get very lost very quickly. The new world map fixes this elegantly and lets you see a blocky, zoomed out version of your world. It might look like a colourful mess initially, but you'll soon be reading the map like a pro. Nearby materials are marked clearly, which means you'll never miss an underground cache again. The crafting is unchanged from the PC edition and is easy to get to grips with. You can create new items by simply collecting the ingredients and selecting the recipe in your crafting menu. Tools, weapons, armour and health potions can all be constructed this way. Building materials can also be crafted, such as doors, tables or back walls for your house. More advanced crafting stations can also be created, allowing you access to the more advanced items such as iron bars or cloth banners for your home. Building a house is easiest in the manual cursor mode, and once you've got the hang of it, you'll be able to craft giant fortresses to live and work in. As you acquire certain materials, new NPCs will move to town, and if you craft suitable lodgings, you can move them in, keeping them safe at night. These NPCs can buy and sell items, and there are many to find and recruit. The toughest part of crafting is working out what you need for the various recipes. You can ask the NPC guide to show you what you can build with materials you own, but won't give you any hints as to find materials you don't recognise. Having a wiki nearby is advised, as the game gives you no hints about things like requirements for NPCs to join you, or what materials you need to craft the stronger tools. Of course, it's not all happy digging and building. Enemies will harass your adventures as well. Slimes and rabbits hop around in the daylight, and at night the real fight begins, with zombies and floating eyes assaulting you. Beware of the deadly blood moon, which allows the zombies to bash in your doors, bringing the fight into your home. As you explore, you'll also meet burrowing worms, vultures or skeletons, getting tougher the further you explore. Not only do you meet normal enemies, but bosses can also be fought. Terraria is quite unique here, as most of the bosses have to be summoned, so you can fight them when you feel ready. This allows you to plan for them and fight them on your own terms. Of course, they're no pushover, and will destroy you if you're not ready for them, but the rewards they drop are well worth the effort, and are the key to progressing past certain gear levels. New to the console release is split-screen co-op. You can work together with 2, 3 or 4 other friends, and the screen divides nicely depending on how many players you have. Joining locally is simple and requires a separate account to log in. The new player selects their character, or makes a new one, and jumps into your LAN with you. The one problem with the split screen is the menus do become a bit small, so beware if you have a small TV. Terraria stands as an example of a great console port. Nothing's been lost in translation, and the game is actually more accessible thanks to its handy tutorial. There's tons of depth to the crafting, even if it is impossible to figure out without outside assistance. The gamepad controls feel great, if a tad clumsy sometimes, and the cursor modes help take the fiddling out of mining. Digging and exploring is a joy, and you'll be dipping into every cave you see. Before you know it, a week has passed, the world outside has changed, and you'll wonder where the time went. Just remember, come up for air every now and again. In the real world as well. Terraria is out now for the Xbox Live Arcade and the PSN.